Here's my first attempt to melt some bars of lead. I'm using a cast iron melting pot, a 10-pound melting pot, on a little single burner propane stove. The temperature currently is, let's see, about 500. That is actually hot enough. The lead starts to melt. Melting point of lead is 621 degrees Fahrenheit, but for whatever reason, this is melting. It begins to melt at about 400 degrees. It doesn't get really fluid, though, until it's up past 500, 550, getting into the 600. And even at 600 degrees, it still has some little bubble kind of formations on the top. I'm using cast bars that I got from a foundry. It's virgin lead, Lyman number 2, so it's the exact proportions of lead, tin, and antimony that's recommended for hard cast bullets. I've got a Lee mold. You see how I've got it on a wood block here? So as I pour them into the mold, it does get hot enough to burn the wood. So you need to set it on something like that that can take the heat. And then there's the bars that I'm getting out. I'm only using the large size ingots there. There's the two center ones are smaller than the larger ones, to give you a sense of how big this Lyman pot is. I'll put my hand up next to it. So it's a smaller ingot than I originally thought, but it casts decent bars. Of course, it's got the little Lee brand name in the bars. So we cast one of these bars. It's made about seven of the miniatures. So we're melting our second one now, and it's a pretty windy day. We're outside. You definitely want to do this outside in a very well ventilated area, because lead will outgas as it melts, and lead has some toxic properties, particularly to women and pregnant women, children, that kind of thing. So you definitely want to do this outside on a nice windy day. We'll take another video here shortly, and when the lead melts, and show you exactly how it pours into the ingot. I was concerned at first whether I could melt these big foundry bars. These are bars I got from a foundry. They are already Lyman number 2 mix, and I was concerned whether or not I could melt these in this little Lee melting pot. But as long as your melting pot is stable, it's heavy enough that the bar doesn't tip it over. And you'll notice I've also still got some lead in the pot. I found that it melts the bar faster if you don't empty the lead all the way out of the pot. In other words, leave a little bit of the lead in the melting pot as you are adding your next bar. It'll help melt the next bar a little faster. I noticed as I was casting these ingots that they're on the top are what appear to be bubbles. And after watching really closely what I was doing, I realized they are in fact bubbles. As I was pouring from my lead pot into the ingot, I was pouring it from kind of a height of about 3 to 4 inches above the ingot, and that the stream of lead as it flowed down caused bubbling to occur in the surface of the lead. So this next time I'm going to pour closer and see if I can eliminate the bubbling. Alright, so I tried pouring with my melting pot much closer to the ingot, and I think what you can see here is that I've got an almost mirror perfect surface to my ingots. So that's the secret to eliminating the bubbles, is just pour much closer to the ingot. So here my son's going to pour some ingots. You'll notice he's got some hot pads. These welder's gloves are not hot enough. Yeah, so get as low as you can to the ingot. There you go. And now pour. And see, if you get as lower to the ingot there, it reduces the bubbles significantly. Yeah, go ahead and pour, son. You're fine. Oh, you're going to pour backwards? All right. See, there's virtually no bubbles going on now. It's a mirror finish. Beautiful. And that is how you make beautiful, nice cast lead bars. So we're going to show you how easy it is to get these out. Now they've been sitting in this ingot mold for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. They're still extremely hot, so you don't want to touch them. But if you'll notice, the surface is not shiny anymore. It has kind of a cloudy surface. That lets you know that it's kind of set hard enough you can dump it. Go ahead. And they just literally pop right out. And again, they are super hot. You can see the burn marks on the wood here. So they are still super hot. You don't want to touch them. But they come out really easy out of the ingots. They just dump right out.